I can't tell the difference between my waking life and dreams.
Sorry, it's where my mind went, because we're getting Moon Knight this very same month. And then the scene like this, I don't know. Hello, fellow Disney Plus watcher. It's nice to talk with you about Disney Plus today. If you love Disney and Disney Plus as much as I do and enjoy talking about it, why not click the subscribe button to stay up to date and give it a like so that more people can find this video. Thanks. Maybe some of you remember what I said last week. By the way, good that this Snackland is being teased as a continuous thread throughout this show. I think that helps a weekly release show like this, keeping the momentum and all that. Curious to see what they're gonna do with that. So I was praising the idea about how cool it is that we seem to have something set up as a longer through line of the show, Snackland, Oscar's big project to branch out his Proud Snacks empire. Well, we were wrong, or at least I was wrong. It all happens here, baby. We're going to talk spoilers for the 5th episode of Proud Family Louder and Prouder. Are you ready for that? Okay, I apparently totally misunderstood the purpose of the final scene from episode 4 last week. This episode starts with Snackland totally in operation, and what's quite amusing here is that Oscar's reckless way of handling things is being represented in the attractions. Thing is, they're all dangerous, and not only that, Oscar is being sadistic about it. He even introduces his prime attraction, Sugar Mama's Drop of Doom, as being plain dangerous, and he's proud of it. Well, of course, Sugar Mama then reacts to that and forces him to take a test ride on his own ride, and that doesn't end well. I thought this idea of showing Oscar's complete carelessness in these attractions is quite funny. But then, the rest of the episode happens. So let's dive in. This is once again an episode where Oscar takes advantage of his daughter. He organizes an event to attract customers to his amusement park because nobody's coming. He recruits Penny and her friends as to play as the group LPDZ and calls it a reunion show. LPDZ was a little pop group Penny performed with along with her gals Dijonay, La Cienega, and Zoe, of course. And now it's time for another show to save Oscar's entrepreneurship. Oh my god, Oscar, you're the worst father ever, but never change. Of course, he arranged it behind his daughter's back. Penny is hesitant, but hey, she doesn't have any say in the matter. But here comes the twist to it all. Apparently, puberty hit nasty, and Penny's voice is like a raspy old man's voice that the characters associate with tone lock.
West side ain't no joke, baby.
So in any way, the first scene where Penny and her gals are rehearsing under the guidance of Bobby, when this is discovered, everybody around Penny agrees, you can't sing like this, girl, you gotta quit. Now I gotta be honest with you, Proud Family can be pretty silly, and that's fine. I don't like it all that much when the show's going all science fiction or completely bonkers. I don't think that suits the family dynamic of the show, but oh my, this didn't work. At first, though, I burst into laughter when Penny's singing voice was revealed to be that of a 60-year-old man who's been smoking his whole life or something, but it was more of a... So yeah, not a good laugh. The biggest problem with it is how it was used to conclude Penny's arc in this episode. Because what does Penny go through ultimately? She gets told that she can do anything. Despite her obvious handicap she has to deal with. The episode is telling her, and ultimately us the audience of course, you can do anything no matter what. And the idea here is that Penny's going through puberty, right? I mean, this voice is temporary, I'd imagine, because of the changes her body is going through right now. I might be wrong in assuming that, so hit me up down below if I'm off base here, but I think the whole point is that this voice is a phase. So telling Penny, you can do this right now, no matter what, even though her voice is currently 3 octaves lower and out of tune and simply ruins the harmonics of the song, I know, I get it, it's a message all throughout entertainment for as long as we can remember. You can do it. That motivates us, and we want something uplifting in our stories to look up to. But to be honest, don't do that if that's obviously the wrong lesson to learn here and it doesn't fit the story. You know what a good moral would have been for this one? You can't always do anything, and that's okay. If you work hard, do the things you're good at, do the things that make you happy, and if life then throws you a curveball, sometimes you just have to go with the flow. Keep working hard. Take 3 singing lessons a week. I mean, work your way up. I mean, do all you can, and it will grow you as a human. It's just not all Fantasyland.
I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
Yeah, I'm still vibing on that great Ms. Marvel trailer that came out yesterday, but I don't want to get off topic. So I thought this episode was a little out of taste because it portrayed the characters, like Trudy at first and later Penny's friends, as insensitive bullies, casting Penny out for no good reason. but there was a really good reason. How rude of you guys to do the absolute necessary to avoid a disaster of a concert. And then also, the episode paints Penny's puberty voice as something to embrace. And granted, I guess I see the point there. I think the idea of have fun, live life to the fullest, even if you're not perfect and your voice sounds like a paper shredder, keep going, have fun, be yourself. That was the energy the episode was trying to leave you with, and that was clear to me. But for me, it was out of taste because I need someone to slap Penny in the face and tell her to wake up. And actually, I'm putting it up for Penny's friends, the complete parasites they usually are, but no. I honestly approve of them bailing on Penny, seeing as they're under a lot of pressure to get the show going in time. And Penny's got a life lesson to learn, y'all. And it's not you can do anything, anytime, any way you want. That is a spoiled message in this episode, and it doesn't work for me. As Oscar said in last week's episode, life ain't always fair. And this 5th episode of the series was a bit messy overall. I still really dislike Bobby, and I find him quite annoying, and he was a big part of this one. Is it the point that he's annoying? Yes. Does that make him less annoying to me? Nah. Oscar was my favorite character this week. He's so desperate, he's trying to bribe customers into staying without them even paying.
Fuck, I hate when he rhymes.
He pays a guy to stay. I loved how low Oscar's low point was. But the way this episode played out felt a bit off. So his park gets closed after a media controversy. BB and Cece were running around loose, so because of Oscar, a father and son got hurt in Sugar Mama's ride, so park's closed, we think. Then his customers return, requesting to get on the rides again, but Oscar's like, sorry, park's closed. He literally says that. But the word of mouth spread, everybody's in on Snackland now, that just got closed. I do like that the very thing that defines Oscar's character in this episode is exactly the thrill the public is looking for, meaning the sheer danger of all these attractions. Living on the edge, with all his stupidity, Oscar stumbles upon a big success. People like the irresponsibly dangerous thrill rides. But then my question, where's the court order trying to reclose this amusement park? Why is the closing of the park and the media controversy a minor inconvenience that just happens and the park just opens again when there seems to be a lot of demand? From here, this episode starts to pile on extra and extra things that did a little too much in my opinion. Like we already followed 2 storylines, Penny's and Oscar's Snackland shenanigans and all that. There was so much happening already. Lizzo gets introduced, the security guard is a whole deal in the episode, Oscar is in over his head and tries to portray his persona of Snack King he made up, and all the drama between Penny and her friends ensue, and it's all happening in the same spot. One thing takes up more time than the other, but all of this is in motion, and suddenly this new element is thrown into the mix where the CEO of Fritos is laying claim on the IP that is Snackland, and she confronts Oscar with the fact that Snackland is a stolen idea. Fritoland is the original concept, and Oscar is not the owner of that. This is the second thing that happens surrounding Snackland that should be a direct reason to have it closed, but that doesn't happen again. Fine, but this element was just a throwaway minute in the episode and didn't lead to anything? Was it just a little amusing bit that shows how hard Oscar has to defend his amusement park? Yeah, but I would have liked a little more direction here. This episode was a little mishmash of slightly amusing moments, some visual cool things, like I like this image of Oscar, it's very Looney Tunes-like. I like La Cienega's snarky comment. I wanted to maximize her humiliation after the rest of the group finds out that nobody told Penny she's out of the group. Little moments here and there, but overall this episode felt out of taste to me. Too much happens in the middle part, too many secondary characters get introduced, like Lizzo's bodyguard felt lame, the whole Fritoland was just a throwaway scene and not a real threat to the future of Snackland. The episode doesn't really show us real consequences. We see the media talking about the big controversy. Next scene, everybody's still lining up to get tickets because of word of mouth. Do I sound confused? I really hated Penny's and Lizzo's forced friendship, and the moral of the story, as I explained, rings completely hollow for me. Maybe not the very worst of the season so far, but it's down there. I might be overthinking some things, I guess that's kind of my thing, but that's the way it is. And by the way, making this amusement park happen was maybe a fun idea to have as a through line of the show, and that was what I would have expected, but that's not a critique on this very episode. Hey, last thing I want to mention, thanks everybody who voted on this poll last week. The verdict's out. I will put the effort in a video that it needs. I won't rush into my productions just to have that a little bit sooner for you guys. Thanks for everybody's response, and of course the poll's still up. I'm thinking about wrapping this up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm curious, what did you think of this 5th episode of Louder and Prouder? Be sure to let me know in the comment section. And if you're interested in my thoughts on previous episodes, you can click in the playlist right here. Did you like this video? Then there's the simple way to show support. Thank you so much. For now, have a wonderful day and see ya.